Good evening. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhan Dash. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus professions and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional IGP is a training faculty for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. The Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to teach one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner to respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinar, seminar courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also offering to more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and wall knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can update all days. Kids learning game, free course, convert sites, and many, many more. We help empower youth to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar and offline online courses for youth learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of the generation and will serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learner we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind you, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind you, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,439 webinars successfully. Wow. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,439 webinars successfully. Wow. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you. We changed and designed our website, www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website, where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account, you cannot log in our website. So create your account for once with proper information. Note that with proper information, you will enjoy all feature and mismatch. With mismatch data, you cannot enjoy anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace Slido, you have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all our previous webinar, 1400 plus with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time oriented because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you passed, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download your certificate of gratitude. If you are an online quiz competition winner, you can download your certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in any award function which organized combined support with IGP, you can download also that. You can instantly prepare and download 18 types of instant certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influencer during the pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Active Advertise during the pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeker Campaign 2020, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeker Campaign 2021, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeker Campaign 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment and Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tool, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, The New Trends in Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, Upskill Organizational Leadership and Managerial Skill, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6, Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research and Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, Art in Teaching a Special Program in the Art, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, 21st Century Tools in Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now, you can participate in 1,000 plus international level quiz with verified e-certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, teaching tips for parents, teaching tips for teens, gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP Alumni. You can check out our 50 plus million services website for free and many more. Dear IGP officer, we promised previously, but lack of technical issue, we are late sending on your time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous credentials. We solve all issues from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check our dashboard from all webinar details. It's a cordial request to you to check all the button and pages on our website. Surely I can say you will benefit it. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our webinar number 1440, which name is School Management in an Indigenous Peoples Education Perspective. And today, our speaker's name is Michael Vincent P. Barba. He is from Philippines. Before I hand the stage to our speaker, sir, I will share a very little bit about him. Department of Education, School Division of Trade Provision, OIC, School Head Education Program Specialist 2 from Department of Education, Schools Division of Trade Province. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Institute of Global Professionals, for giving me this platform to showcase my professional experience and to all of the professionals in the world and to inspire everyone and make a positive change in our professions on our own powerful ways. So, again, I am Mr. Michael Vincent Pizarro Barba, Education Program Specialist 2 of the Department of Education, Schools Division of Tarlac Province, and at the same time, the officer in charge, school head of Duegar Settlement Elementary School Annex of San Clemente Tarlac here in the Philippines. Mabuhay! So my topic is about school management in an indigenous people's education perspective. Here in the Philippines, about 14 to 17 million of the total population are indigenous peoples belonging to the 110 ethno-linguistic groups mainly concentrated in northern Luzon with a rate of 33% and Mindanao with a rate of 61%, with few groups in the Visayas area. The Philippine indigenous peoples struggle for land and life underline that many of these indigenous peoples can be found in remote, forested, and hilly uplands. Some have also stood their ground successfully and maintained a close link with their ancestral past. So, for the indigenous people's education, or the IPED, in the Philippines, we are linked and we have the policies that are strengthening the indigenous people's education. Some of them are this. First one is the DepEd Order number 62, series of 2011, also known as the Adopting the National Indigenous People or IP Education Policy Framework. Another one is the DepEd Order number 32, series of 2015, Adopting the Indigenous People's Education Curriculum Framework. And the last one, on my example, we have the DepEd Order. We have the DepEd Order number 51, series of 2014, or the Guidelines on the Conduct of Activities and Use of Materials involving aspects of indigenous people culture. So as you can see, here in the Philippines, the indigenous people's education is strengthened through the policies, um, brought by the DepEd orders. Now, let's connect the indigenous people's education with the school-based management dimensions. This is based on the Philippines DepEd Order number 83, series of 2012, together with the DepEd Memorandum number 75, series of 2022. First dimension is the leadership. Another is the governance and accountability. The third one is the human resources and team development. Next is the finance and resource management and mobilization. Fifth one is the curriculum and instruction. And the last one is the learning environment. Now, let's go to the first one, the leadership. I have served the Aita community in San Clemente Tarlac here in the Philippines as a classroom teacher way back 2012. Aitas, which are commonly known to be the ancestors of the Filipinos, scientifically, dominates the mountains of Luzon, the biggest part of the Philippine archipelago. The picture that you are seeing right now is the temporary site of Duaguer Settlement Elementary School Annex during the pandemic. I was stated as an officer in charge in this school way back September 2021. And I stayed here on this place for 3 months. This is a temporary site for a school for the Aita learners in the said community. It was very sad because knowing that this school has no permanent location, there is a big tendency that this school will be vanished anytime because it has no school ID on itself. So we are, um, me as a leader, I have been working hard to look for donations for the improvement and to support the learning needs together with the teaching needs of the teachers here. It is very hard for me to stand as an officer in charge in this school and at the same time a classroom teacher for grades 4, 5, and 6. We are serving in this school as multi-grade teachers and at the same time on my part as a school head. Serving the Aita community in San Clemente Tarlac here in the Philippines is not just a responsibility that I have taken on my own opinion, but also a calling that I should stand for myself and for the improvement of my leadership skills. During that time, as I am serving the community as a classroom teacher and as a school head during the pandemic, it is a great challenge. First is to reach the community. Transportation is nearly not available at that time during the pandemic. So I decided to get my own motorcycle and learn to drive. So this challenge had driven me to learn how to drive a motorcycle. And that challenge was successfully accepted. And now I am driving my motorcycle for more than 3 years, I think. So as you can see in the picture, The Aita community are very eager to have a place wherein their children can learn and can gather knowledge, wherein this place will serve as their place of hope for them to achieve their dreams that will bring them to what they wanted to become in the future. Parents on this community had been very supportive in making the school grow and improve. As you can see in the picture, on your right side, I have with me my co-teachers at that time. Me as the grades 4 to 6 advisor. Beside me is our grades 1 to 3 teacher. She is also handling 3 grade levels. The girl on their middle, Ma'am Lorna, is an Aita. She belongs to the community. Imagine a teacher teaching in her own community, an indigenous people's community. This is a great achievement on their part that one of their tribes had been serving with them. She has been teaching kindergarten on that part. And we have the other one. We have Mary Jane, our General PTA officer, the Parent Teacher Association's president. And also, she had served as our learning support aide, which was funded by the Philippines DepEd Schools Division of Tarlac Province to support the learning needs of the learners at this time on that time of pandemic. Knowing that it is limited for us teachers to have a face-to-face interaction with the learners, and we are just allowed to face the parents just to give the modules, and the parents will do it themselves to teach the learners. And is a it is on a hard part of this time that parents would help their children with their studies, knowing that the community has a lesser priority for education because they prioritize their survival. So, we have here, given by the Department of Education, the learning support aids for Indigenous peoples education implementing schools. And our school had granted one learning support aid, wherein Mary Jane is part of the community. And in this remote community, she can help the learners and assist the learners to do their modules, to read, write, and count, to do the basic numeracy and literacy skills. Now, comparing the picture before and during the time that the um, during the time that schools had opened during the pandemic time, it is a great part on our professional life that building a conducive school and a beautiful school for learners, even it's not yet time for them to go to school. is a successful one. We have prepared the school on our own means to make it a home of learning. The leadership skill that I have imparted with the community is something that I consider transformational. I considered all the things that they needed, of all the things that they think they would be benefited, and I met them in the middle. So, changing the lives of these indigenous peoples in terms of education is what I have aimed. And I thought I made it. With the help of different people, together with the stakeholders, together with my co teachers at that time, to improve the home of learning for the Aita community in San Clemente. As I have said, we've stayed on the temporary site of Blogger Settlement Elementary School Annex for 3 months during my period because the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or the DENR here in the Philippines, had given us the permanent school lot, which is a public land that will serve the Aita community of San Clemente. And now, as you can see, this is the lot for the school of the Aita community. It was very hard on our part to imagine where should we start on that time, because we are going to start from the scratch, literally. Because as you can see, it is a forest land, it is a very bare land wherein nothing is standing aside from the grasses and trees. So it is a great challenge again for us to put up a school on this land. But God had been very open for opportunities for us, especially for the Aita community. God had provided means to communicate with different stakeholders who had supported in building rooms for the Aita learners on this school site. Now, as you can see on the first picture, upper left part, um, the guy sitting with the Aita children is our school's division superintendent on that time. This is way back December 27, 2021. We have Dr. Ronaldo A. Pozan, who had graced our um, groundbreaking ceremony as we had started the put up of the makeshift rooms for the Aita learners in Bogor Settlement Elementary School Annex, which was then the materials were provided by a family somewhere here in Tarlac also. Um, we have the Gakula family, initiated by private surveyor um, Gino Adonis Gakula, together with his sister, Miss Yukali Gakula of Victoria Tarlac. They have reached out, they have saw our Facebook page, our school Facebook page, which we are seeking for donations for the possible put up of a makeshift room for the Aita community. And they have reached out and provided all the materials together with the labor up to the finishing of the school site. So the municipal government of San Clemente, together with some of the school heads, together with the district supervisor, Dr. Josephine Dumrique of San Clemente District, had graced our groundbreaking ceremony. It is a milestone for on the part of the education sector here at the Aita community because after how many years we have made possible, we have made these things possible through the guidance of the Lord, especially with the support of the stakeholders. Now, let me share to you the school based management dimension, governance, and accountability. So, this is now the product of unity and what we call here in the Philippines bayanihan or the working together. On these pictures are the picture of happiness, wherein the makeshift room for the ITA learners is now standing. Private surveyor Gakula had provided our school two classrooms with a, with a stock room and a kitchen wherein we can cook food for our learners. And on this picture, um, most of the parents from the Aita community had joined us in the turnover ceremony for us to be ready for the limited face to face classes. This picture was taken last March 2021, and we have 1 month to prepare for the limited face to face classes on April 2021 that time. So as you can see, with my co-teachers, we had been preparing the school together with the materials that we will be needing for us to be granted with approval for the limited face-to-face classes in this community. Knowing that this community is a remote area, it is really a great challenge for us to pass the validation for us to conduct a limited face-to-face classes. Different materials such as uh, chalkboards, um, chalks together with books, papers, pencils, and other learning materials were procured and were accountable. Were given to us with accountability because on this time, fund is very limited. So we need to seek funds from different stakeholders. And these stakeholders didn't fail us. They provided even more than what we needed. So the limited face-to-face classes had started on April 2021. And we had given the chance to have a physical closing exercises. It was a heartwarming on our part as teachers to see our ITA learners stand in front of the stage, receive their recognitions, and let them feel that education is accessible for them anytime and all the time. This moment, we have proven ourselves that we have governed the school with utmost support from different people. With the efforts, with the unending support of my co teachers, we have been given the chance to prove to the community that they were not left behind. Instead, we have proven them that education is free for all, even for the last mile schools like this. Another achievement and another milestone that we have achieved is the grant for the resolution to establish Duag Resettlement Elementary School Annex as Maasin Community Elementary School. It was headed by the Honorable Mayor Alma Larana Macadamia for the signing of the Memorandum of Agreement. And we have here together with us Honorable Elpidio Espiritu, the Barangay Chairman of Maasin. And beside me is our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Ronaldo A. Pozon. This moment, on January 12, 2023, we were given the chance to provide the necessary requirements for us to comply with the full establishment of Dogger Settlement Elementary School Annex. And now, as we are working out with two requirements, which are the standard size building together with the certification of the gratuitous permit of the public land, we are very hopeful that Duagar Settlement Elementary School Annex will be soon called Maasin Community Elementary School. On this part, on this moment, what we had fighted was the right to education for the IP learners. We had fight, we had fought for the right of the learners to education. That's why we had worked out for this resolution from the local government unit. And now, for the next school based management dimension, we have here the human resources and team development. As an officer in charge, it is my responsibility to provide instructional, um, to provide um, technical assistance to the teachers that I am handling. One of my philosophies is to serve with my utmost support to them, to provide the knowledge and skills that they need for them to excel in teaching. Another thing is that to serve with not just with an end in mind, but with a heart full of aspirations and dreams for the learners. Because without your heart, you cannot serve the IP communities with an utmost support. One thing that I am proud of is that this year, only Drug Resettlement Elementary School Annex had its 100% approval of the research proposals which was approved in the Schools Division of Tarlac Province for its implementation for this fourth quarter. Special thanks to the Senior Education Program Specialist of the Research and Planning Unit, Ma'am Queenie Ann Palafox, together with Dr. Cheryl Ann Strada, our technical assistant, and the school head also like me. We have worked hard for this for 2 months. We have searched for the greatest priority problem that we need to solve in teaching and learning and other aspects. And on that part, we had collaborated, we have assisted each other for us to come up with a research that can solve problems in our school, especially for the teachers in their classroom. Now, let's go to the finance and resource management and mobilization. First thing that I want you to know is that Dogger Settlement Elementary School Annex is still part of the Dogger Settlement Elementary School main, which is providing us the part from the maintenance and other operating expenses, or what we call the MOOE, wherein school needs, learners needs, we're given priority to, and with this MOOE, we are procuring needs for our school and for the learners. But this fund is really a not enough to support all the needs that we have to support in our school. That's why different stakeholders had been supporting us to provide at least the most priority needs in our school. First thing is the physical aspect. The local government unit of San Clemente Tarlac here in the Philippines had provided this school electrification with 5 months of stay in this school. And as we had started the face-to-face classes on May 2022, the local government unit of San Clemente had provided the school with electricity. Also, the AITA parents from the community had been very supportive with the improvement of the school in terms of the physical aspects. As you can see here, they're putting bamboo fences and helping and providing manpower for the school pathway. Feeding program is our main priority. Absenteeism had been very rampant at this time of the start of the face-to-face classes. And we have traced the root cause of this problem. We have discovered that most of the families in the community are seeking for food. They've been lacking for food due to unemployment. They are just taking chances with the root crops, with the possibility that these root crops can be sold in the market. But chances are very small. That's why they need to tighten their um, they need to tighten their expenses, and mostly they are having at least once a day meal, and that is very sad. Knowing that learners are going to school with an empty stomach and they will learn with a hungry stomach, and they're going home at lunch without anything on the table, on their plate. Instead of going to school, they're just going to sleep and dream of food. And in the afternoon, they're not going to attend classes anymore. That's the real situation in this community. That's why, as we had um, looked for this problem, we had urgently looked for support for a daily feeding program. And we had been so lucky that people surrounding us is giving us blessings to support the daily feeding program. We have the iHealth Foundation improving the housing, the health, education, livelihood of the poor in the Philippines, which is based in Utah, USA. They had been supporting our daily feeding program. And together with some of the non government organizations, with some of the non-profit organizations, they've been reaching out just to support our daily feeding program. And we are successfully implementing a snack and lunch for our learners. And on this moment, absenteeism is now a zero on our record. Again, the heart that needs to inspire is what we have. And we have been mobilizing all the resources that had been given on our part as a responsibility to support the teaching and learning together with the needs of our ITA learners. The Paigan Festival, or the sharing of harvest on the Aita community in San Clemente. We have been partnered with the tribal community of Sichupukis on this community, and we had supported the festival and we had joined their festivities. It has been very colorful, it's very grand, and it's very festive that we had learned and we had grasped some knowledge and skills about the culture and tradition of the Aita communities. So, being immersed with the community is something that we need to realize when we are handling IP, IP education implementing schools. Considering the fact that we should be culturally sensitive and we should consider the needs of the learners in terms of their culture and tradition, immersing ourselves as teachers and school heads with the community is a plus for us. Another thing is the celebration of Pambansang Buwan ng mga Katutubo, or what we call the National Celebration for Indigenous Peoples during October. We have intensified the celebration through inviting and um, immersing different organizations to witness the celebration of the culture and tradition of the ITA learners in our school. We have here graced the event is the Honorable Mayor Elma Macadamia, of San Clemente, together with different government and non-government organizations who had supported the event. This impacted the children, especially the children, with what we call the inclusivity, the acceptance from the other people to their tribe. It is very important for the it is very important that they will feel belong. So with this kind of event, we had successfully did that. Now let's go to the curriculum and instruction. During the pandemic, it has been a great challenge for us to provide quality education for the learners, knowing that we are just giving modules to the parents and the parents themselves will do it alone. It is really not enough. That's why we had sourced out funds to support the digital education or digitizing education to the IT learners in the community. We have looked for donors to support us and provide us tablets that contains video lessons together with songs, educational songs, and games as well to motivate learners in learning. We didn't fail to get help from the schools division of Tarlac province to support the IT learners of Sichupukis with um, 10 tablets. And on this moment, learners had been given the chance to learn at home with the support of technology, even in a remote area, with parents that has a very limited capability to support them. These tablets had been a great help. At this time that we had been implementing the face-to-face classes, learning gaps had raised. The numeracy and literacy level of the learners degraded. It is due to the fact that um, the modular distance learning had given a great adjustment in the educational system, especially for the indigenous peoples. So, teachers had been searching for solutions. Teachers innovated and provided different and varied learning materials to support the education for the IP learners. A hands-on process had been given, and we didn't fail to provide it. And as the school head, it is a great responsibility for me to technically assist the teachers in terms of curriculum and instruction. This is a reminder for us as school heads that as a school head, we should be equipped with enough knowledge and skills for us to support the curriculum and instruction, to provide technical assistance to our teachers, because two heads are better than one. And as a school head, we need to impart our knowledge and skills to our teachers. And now, let's go to the last one, the learning environment. I have traveled you from the bare land up to the putting up of makeshift rooms. And now I am touring you to the classrooms of our teachers at Dogger Settlement Elementary School Annex. I am proud to say that all of the classrooms of the teachers are provided with televisions, with an internet connectivity, a CPU that can access the internet, and this is a great achievement. Also, the Department of Science and Technology here in the Philippines had provided one of our classrooms with um, with a solar panel wherein the television with its learning packets will be given electricity through the solar panel. So this school has one echo classroom. Also, in making the classroom conducive, we should also consider making classroom as a learning room. So, different learning materials, tangible materials, and other manipulative materials are present in the rooms of the teachers. And these materials are being touched, used, and played by the learners in support with a meaningful learning environment. So, from a bare land to a land full of hopes for the ITA learners for their education. It is my pride to present to you Dog Resettlement Elementary School Annex, an Indigenous people's education implementing school in San Clemente, Tarlac, Philippines. In summary, here are the things that you should ponder about school management in an Indigenous people's perspective. Part of school management in an iPad is making the curriculum culturally responsive to the specific community context of IP learners. We should consider the cultural responsiveness to the specific community context wherein the learners are immersed. Building the capacity of teachers in implementing culture based education for IPs is also part of the school management in an IP education. Because without capacitating teachers in implementing culture based education, there will be a tendency that teachers will be shocked with the setup, especially with teachers that are not immersed with this kind of community. It is also a good school management practice for IP education to support the development of culturally appropriate learning resources. For some, we have the storybooks and learning environment responsive to the specific community context of IP learners. Always remember that change is inevitable, but considering the culture, the history, and the tradition of our clientels, which are the learners, in terms of their education, is important. These learners should not forget their past and their history and their tradition. And as teachers and as school heads, as administrators, it is our task and it is our responsibility to mold and keep that idea. Strengthening the policy environment supportive of IPED is part of school management practice for IP education. Part of school management for IP education is addressing the learners' needs of IP learners who lack access to basic education services. Let's go and let's put our feet on their shoes. Let's imagine how they learn. Let's imagine how they perceive ideas. And let's imagine their situation on their community. Let's consider their needs in education and also in connection with other aspects like health, nutrition, and other aspects. Also, setting aside funds for IP education is a must, together with the capacity building of school heads and other concerned personnel at different levels of governance is important. Strengthening the school management for the iPad implementing school is a priority because without this idea, we will be stagnant and problems may arise if we're just going to be stagnant in our status. And lastly, school leaders under iPad implementing schools should be knowledgeable with the culture present in the community to respond immediately with the needs of the learners. Immersing ourselves with the culture and tradition that our learners community have is a must. As a school head, it is our responsibility to connect the school with the community, to have a proper communication for us to understand their needs and for us to cater their needs. And now, I am leaving you with this quotation from yours truly. Being part of the noblest profession of all, it is our task to create a path that can give solution to continue nurture the minds of our learners and for us to achieve success. Again, to the Institute of Global Professionals, thank you so much for this opportunity. And I hope all of our viewers had learned from my session. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much. Mabuhay.
Thank you so much, sir, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our own intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Please ask your question in the comment box. If you have any questions, we are waiting for your questions. Sir, I think after your wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Honorable sir, before we move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear IGP Nalasika, it's time for our webinar certification process, the most attractive part and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP Nalasika, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Certification process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching the video, click mark as complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test. The passing mark is 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed, to retake the quiz. Download your certificate PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. First, you have to go www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Sign up or sign in. Next, find a running session and get enrolled. Next, after watching video, mark as completed. Step 4. Move to the next, which is the learning test. Passing mark is 80%. And next, if you pass, back to the course again to download your certificate. If fail, to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is a regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. We change a few process for live quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instructions carefully. Visit www.eduigp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz link or button or give a link. Find the session name and join with your logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a minute for join other. Enjoy an online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on our website and official Facebook group page, Institute of Global Professional. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 22 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is, which of the following is not example for computer use in school management? Option 1, creating timetables. Option 2, online shopping. Option 2 is the right answer, and 74% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Nika is holding the first position. Our next question is: in 2013, Pitbull Dash a school which an emphasis on sports and sports management. Option 1 cancelled, option 2 open. Option 2 is the right answer, and 95% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our next question is: what is an educational management organization for public school in the UK and US? Option 1 home school, option 2 Edison school. Option 2 is the right answer. 68% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our next question is: which qualifies as an entry level job in turf glass management require high school training? Option 1 sword production employee, option 2 sales and marketing specialist. Option 1 is the right answer, and 55% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our next question is: an indigenous person in residential school is an example of option 1 person versus self, option 2 person versus society. Option 2 is the right answer, and 90% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our next question is: who rated the school management RK University with a grade in the B School survey? Option 1 Business Standard, option 2 Times of India. Option 1 is the right answer, and 76% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Charlian is holding the first position. Our next question is: what India's land management technique in used in an Oka Savna? Option 1 control bonus, option 2 weed pulling. Option 1 is the right answer, and 67% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Charlian is holding the first position. Our next question is: Indigenous Australian had a great understanding of the importance of environmental management in an economy. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer, and 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Charlian is holding the first position. Our ninth question is: India in the 2023 and 24 school year, all graduating students must complete an Indigenous focused course. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 true is the right answer. 67% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Pierre is holding the first position. Our last and final question is: what did they find in Canada this week at an old Indigenous school? Option 1 love letter to parents, option 2 a grave with bodies in 215 children. Option 2 is the right answer, and 55% people are right here. So congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill, never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like button, again wants to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Till that, thank you.